Alright guys, welcome back to Dude Find. Once again I've got another amazing review to go over with you guys, to check out, to talk about some of the features, and to kind of go over the details if this is something really worth looking into and getting. I know my channel's centered around budget technology. This is just a new type of technology with headphones that I really wanted to jump into. I know it's not necessarily super budget, but I did want to dive into this because I do think that this is going to be kind of the pioneer of a new type of technology that budget earbuds and headphones will eventually dive into here in the next few years. So I kind of wanted to talk about that technology too. So the headphones that I wanted to review today, or earbuds, are over-the-ear earbuds, and they are the Shokz OpenFit Pro. I know that there's been a lot of videos that have been going around lately on these headphones, and they are definitely worth the hype as far as the technology that Shokz, the company, has put into these. And I honestly, starting off the video, am thoroughly impressed. Alright, so these are the Shokz OpenFit Pro. These things really shocked me. So let's talk a little bit first about the fit, the case, the design of this product here. So the first thing that I noticed when I pulled this out of the box is that the quality of the case is just premium. I mean, you can see here it's got the metallic siding on the edges here. The case is very sleek. It's very nice to the touch. I'm definitely going to want to get a case put on this as soon as they start getting those in development. You'll probably find some on Amazon, I assume probably within about a month or so. Yeah, and then as far as the actual housing of it, the case itself and the housing, they do fill up a pretty good chunk of the case, and so there's not a lot of real estate to fill, or to basically, I guess, downsize on the case. And so I would say that the form of these earbuds, the case that you get, this is probably the minimal size that you're going to be able to get on the case. One thing I do like about the premium style of the case as well is when you shut it, it kind of has a soft shut to it, and so it's not clunky. It doesn't feel cheap at all. And taking out the earbuds here, as you can see, they've got really premium machined alloy on the basically on the microphone part of it and the speaker part of it. And honestly, I think that the look on these are just slick. Now, as far as putting them on, they're pretty easy to put on. When you do put them on, you'll hear like a little bloom kind of beep sound, and that's just basically the ear detection. And one thing that I haven't seen in really any over-the-ear headphones is the ear-on-ear detection. So that is pretty cool that Shokz developed that, that they put that technology into these earbuds. Now, as you can see, these are very slick earbuds. They are very stylish. I think they look great, and they fit comfortably, as you can see just right over the ear here. And like I mentioned, the control's pretty easy to do. You've got the button for the tap here, and also the button for the tap here. Now, real quick, before diving into the features on these, just wanted to talk a little bit about the case here. So, like I said, the case, I would say it's pocketable because of how slim the profile is. They did a really good job at making the case pocketable, because, yeah, I can definitely put these in my pocket. I don't really feel them. They're a little bit bigger as far as the size on this way, but as far as the actual thickness of them, they're pretty thin. To give you guys a comparison, just to pull these out, I do have my AirPod Pro 3s here, and you can see as far as the thickness there, they're pretty comparable. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the case, battery life, and also the earbuds battery life as well. So together with the case, the Shokz OpenFit Pros, they do last up to 50 hours of total playtime with charging and also the case. They do also have up to 12 hours without the it's not noise cancellation, it's noise reduction, and I'll actually dive a little bit into that as well and let you guys know my thoughts on that. But it's up to 12 hours without that on, and then the OpenFit Pros do last up to 6 hours with the noise reduction on. Now, one other cool thing that Shokz integrated with this is 10 minutes of a quick charge will support up to 4 hours of playtime. So if you forgot to charge these and you're running out the door, you want to get a good amount of playtime on these and stuff, you can just throw these on the charger real quick, and they will go ahead and charge up to 4 hours of playtime for you to go. Now, as far as the charging goes, there's two methods of charging these earbuds. The first one is USB-C on the back, as you guys can see here, and then the second one, it does support wireless charging, which is super cool. I think that's really a good feature that Shokz integrated into this, really helpful and also up to date with a lot of the new tech that's coming out. Alright, so a little bit about the design and the comfort of these. Like I've said, I have sported these for a few days now. I've worn them for quite a few hours in a bunch of different situations and scenarios, and as far as the comfort goes, these are very comfortable. I haven't had any issues with it, and it does depend on personal preference. Some people do not like the over-the-ear fit. I personally don't mind it at all. I don't think it looks that bad either. It's pretty sleek, and these are pretty secure. They don't fall off. You can basically move around. You can really do anything and they will not move. So the several hours that I've worn them as well, I have never gotten any ear fatigue, and they're just really comfortable. And then as far as scenarios of where you're going to be able to take these, really anywhere you want to go. I think if you're out in public, if you're at work, if you're at the gym, just really any scenario or situation you're in, you could be wearing these and I don't think anybody would question you. And they definitely fit into pretty much any lifestyle for really anybody who is going out and doing things or staying at home. So another cool thing about these is that these do have one of the latest Bluetooth technology that is out there. It's Bluetooth 6.1, which I think attributes to the pretty strong battery life that these put out, especially for the sound that you get in these. And Bluetooth 6.1, you're going to get really clear, good connectivity. You're going to have really no issues with drops or calls or anything like that. And so it does have Bluetooth 6.1. Another thing is that it is IP55 water resistant, and so it's not waterproof, but it is IP55. So pretty much if you're outside in the rain, if you're at the gym and you end up getting pretty sweaty, these are going to be okay. You just basically dry them off and no problem at all. You can get these slightly a little bit wet and be okay. You just don't want to go swimming with them or jump into the water with them or drop them into the water. So another thing I was really impressed about with these is the mic pickup on it and the sound quality or call quality that you would have on these. And I did do a test, an audio test, which I'll jump into here in just a second, but I did a sound test with the noise reduction on and also the noise reduction off, so you can see if there's a difference between that. However, the triple mic array quality that it has three basically mics in each earbud that picks up, and it's also powered by AI technology to basically blur out or cancel out any of the background noise that's going on. I think that these perform really well. So let's jump in really quick to the sound quality review, and then I'll jump back with you guys in just a second. All right, guys. So I currently am using the Shokz OpenFit Pro, and this is what the sound quality would sound like with the noise reduction feature on. And currently I'm outside right now. There's some wind and ambient noise in the background, so this is what call quality would sound like with the noise reduction mode on. Okay, guys, so doing another recording now with the Shokz OpenFit Pro, and this is what the mic quality and call quality would sound like with the noise reduction off. I don't know if there's going to be any difference with this, but in the same environment and testing out the mics with the noise reduction off. Alright, so as you guys can see, based off of the call quality review that I did on those, mic pickups voice really good on here. Don't have any issues with sound quality, with being able to talk on the phone with this. And so really when in almost any environment that you're going to be in, I think the other person on the line, whatever you're doing, is going to be able to hear you just fine. So next, let's talk a little bit about the sound quality. So sound quality on these is absolutely incredible. I was floored when I first heard these as far as the sound quality goes. Now, for an open pair of earbuds slash headphones here, usually one thing that diving into this technology when we first got into it, bass was compromised, just because of the fact that the frequencies of the low frequency couldn't travel in an open distance and be basically funneled into your ear. So a lot of that was distorted. You had not very much bass with these open ear concept earbuds. Now, Shokz is on a completely different level. This is one thing that I was really surprised about, and like I said at the beginning of the video, and one of the main reasons, like I said, this doesn't really fall into budget criteria, but I wanted to talk about this tech and basically what is going to be happening in the near future. I think a lot, like I said, a lot of budget earbud companies, over-the-ear headphone companies, even top quality, like high-end companies, are going to be jumping into this type of tech pretty soon, and we're going to see a lot more come out. But as far as the bass response on this, is incredible. I would compare it to almost, it is super close to just regular in-ear earbuds. The sound quality is just spectacular. However, you still have the concept of open ear, being able to hear your surroundings, which is such a crazy situation to be able to hear such good sound quality, but at the same time be able to hear everything around you. Now, the way that Shokz does this is they do have basically the sound delivered by dynamic and distortion-free dual diaphragm 11 by 20 millimeter large drivers. So basically one of the drivers is working on the lower frequency, such as like the bass, the sub bass, and then the other driver at the same time is working on the mids and the highs. And with basically both of those dual drivers paired together, you're getting such an amazing sound experience with these earbuds. Now, keep in mind, and the one thing that I want to also disclose to you guys is that these are still open ear earbuds. And so as far as basically blocking out the sound around you and having it disrupt what's coming into your ears, that still does happen because it is open ear form. But at the same time, it's just incredible the tech that they've put into this to be able to make it sound good. So one other thing as far as the sound that they did pair into this, and this is actually controllable through the Shokz app, is basically they ended up optimizing it for Dolby Atmos. What that is it's true life audio with head tracking that basically tracks the location that you're at. And if you guys have ever done the head tracking with any other headphone companies such as Apple or anything else, basically you'll have your phone in front of you, and when you turn your head this way, you'll be able to hear the sound coming from your, like, right in front of you that way, and you turn your head this way and you'll be able to hear it basically stay in the same location, which is a really cool feature. I personally don't use the head tracking feature when I'm listening to music and just moving around and stuff, as I like to kind of hear all around me and not just from one specific place. But I would say, if you're using these to basically game, if you're using them to watch movies, I definitely think that you're going to really enjoy that feature that these earbuds have. So one thing that they did a really good job with this as well, through the Shokz app, they do have custom EQing through the profile. And so what you can do is you can actually custom EQ your own sound profile if you would like to. Or one thing that Shokz has also done on their app is they have uploaded preset EQs that you can also customize as well. Okay, so as you guys are probably wondering, what is this noise reduction and how does it work, especially on a pair of open ear headphone earbuds? So this speaker right here, I don't know if this is going to pick up on the video here, but that little speaker with the red ring around it, it's the noise reduction speaker. Basically what this does, and I'll kind of explain the best I understand it, is that what it basically takes all of the noise that's around you, such as the fans, as far as the TV, vocal, humming sounds, anything noise like wind, that's going on around you. And what it'll do is it'll take the triple mics that it has on board with this, that listens to your voice, of course, when you're talking on a phone, and it will take the audio from that and bring it in. And then what this little speaker does here, this noise reduction speaker, it will go ahead and do the exact opposite of the sound wave of what it's hearing is coming in. And that's how basically you cancel out, or have, basically ANC, or active noise cancellation. You have any type of noise reduction. And Shokz has done an amazing job with this, especially in an open ear form. It's really hard to be able to isolate noise and actually cancel it out that way without having a closed ear. And so that is one thing that I think is going to bode really well for people who basically live an active lifestyle, who have trouble with such things as like ear infections, or just preference wise just don't like something in their ear. Now, when they talk about the noise reduction, it is noise reduction, it is not noise cancellation. And so the best way that I can explain this is when you put these on and you click and hold, it's kind of just like a regular ANC on a headphone here as far as the setting. You can also change that in the app with Shokz. But basically when you click and hold it, you'll hear the beep, and then all of a sudden the low humming noise of a fan, everything else will kind of just go quiet. And it's a very odd feeling, because it's almost like your ears are almost a little bit plugged, as if you like had a cold or something, and you just like can't really hear that great out of them, but you can still hear what's going on around you. It's just that the sound, it's more so isolated and blanketed with just this cloud of noise reduction. It's the best way that I can explain it. Now, as far as the feature with this, one thing that I was really surprised about is that when you are playing music on these, even though these are open ear, with the noise reduction feature on here, when you have that turned on and you're listening to music, on other earbuds such as the Shokz OpenFit 2 Plus and the OpenFit 2 and the OpenFit, a lot of the other open earbuds that I've listened to, you basically have to turn up the volume a little bit more to be able to drown out sounds around you and kind of just really enjoy it. But at the same time, you also have sound leakage that gets out to everybody that they can hear. One of the features with the noise reduction on this is that you can actually listen to music at lower volumes and people can't hear what's around you, but you can still hear what's going on a little bit more improved because of the fact that you have that noise reduction, and it's kind of just honing things in a little bit more. So with that said, the noise reduction feature on open style earbuds, I think, is going to be a new type of technology that we'll start seeing come out in the next few years or something like that as well, that I wanted to jump on and at least brief you guys on that this is out. This is with these pair of earbuds right now, and it is absolutely amazing, and Shokz did a fantastic job at implementing this new type of technology. Now, one thing I wanted to backtrack on real quick and just kind of cover is talking about the sound quality. So Shokz actually has a new type of technology called Super Boost with these two dual dynamic speakers that they have. And like I said, I was floored. I was absolutely shocked with the quality that you get with an open ear style over the ear headphone. And the quality, like I've mentioned multiple times in my videos, that I love bass. I love that good quality, but at the same time, I don't like too much bass. But open style, that's one thing that you usually don't get, and with these you get thump, you get bass. Yeah, I mean, it sounds amazing. You get those deeps, you get the mids and you get the highs, and just the music quality on these are fantastic. All right, so talking a little bit about who are these for. I mentioned a little bit earlier these are for a lot of people who are just going out and just have an active lifestyle, or just really living any type of lifestyle. I've worn these around the house, have been cleaning the house, really enjoyed that. Take them to the gym, you can go work out and really enjoy them too, and I think it would drown out a lot of the sound with the gym as well. You can take them to work. I think they're very appropriate for work where you're in an environment where you can wear earbuds or headphones. These are open ear, and so obviously you can hear anything that's going around you work-wise if you're there. But at the same time, being able to turn on that noise reduction mode will help you, just basically focus on whatever you're doing, which is awesome. Leisure listening, I think that's great. Honestly, if you're gaming, watching a movie, I think these would work perfect. And also one thing too is that because of the fact that these are over the ear, anybody who has an active lifestyle outside too, so basically if you're hiking, biking, running, jogging, just really anything like that, these are going to be amazing headphones / earbuds to be able to wear. I would say too, Shokz does a really fantastic job at sound quality. That's one thing that I have been very impressed with before with all of Shokz previous products that I have tried, even down to their bone conduction technology. Shokz just is on just a totally different level with new tech, pushing new tech with audio equipment. With that said though, as far as preference on sound, if you are a bass lover, I think you're going to enjoy these. Like I said, these have a pretty good amount of bass with them, but they're not over bassy or anything like that. It's just a good sound, a good quality, high quality sound. The other thing too is as far as mids and highs, Shokz does have some pre-integrated EQs in the apps that you can tone down the bass if you want to. I think it has a quiet mode that if you're in a work environment or around somewhere where you don't want people to hear, you can tone that down too. Just the sound quality is just amazing, and I think just the general public is going to be very pleased with the sound quality on these earbuds. Price wise, these Shokz, they currently are listed on Shokz website for $249.99, and these are pretty high demand on Shokz website. Now, as far as the price of $249, like I said, this isn't budget, but I did want to talk about the technology and also just let you guys know these are an awesome pair. If you have $249 to spend, these are going to be an awesome pair of earbuds / headphones that you're going to be able to get. That's going to be an open fit, and you're 100% going to enjoy. My thoughts on this are that this type of technology, if you don't want to spend $249 right now, that later on down the road we are going to be seeing more open ear headphones, earbuds that are going to have this type of tech with it that you'll be able to jump on board with. Now, would I recommend these to people? 100%, absolutely. Shokz hit this out of the park. They did such a fantastic job with integrating new technology in this, being innovative, really pushing headphones and earbuds to the next level. And that was one thing I was actually kind of thinking a little while ago is, how much further can we push technology? How much further can we push quality with headphones and earbuds? And Shokz, I think, definitely came to the plate and answered that question. Alright, so I hope you guys appreciated this review. Like I said, I apologize that this isn't the typical budget review, but I did want to touch base at least on this new exciting tech that's come out. Once again, as always, thank you so much for supporting my channel, for watching my thoughts and opinions on different type of technology coming out on different types of audio equipment that I really enjoy. And I do have a lot of other reviews coming down the pipeline as well. So if you guys already haven't, please go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and also make sure to hit that notification bell so you guys are notified the next video that I end up posting. In the meantime, I hope you guys are safe, I hope you guys are happy, and we will chat with you guys next time.